Welcome everyone to the launch event of the Digital Large-Scale Partnership. You can see our logo. We now have a brand identity. First of all, I will introduce myself. I am Caterina Bortolazzo, and I am project manager at European Digital SME Alliance. As you may know, European Digital SME Alliance is the coordinator of the Digital Large-Scale Partnership together with the Amsterdam University of Applied Sciences. Before starting our meeting, a few relevant information. First of all, this meeting is being recorded. Second, there will be, unfortunately, no time for question and answers because we would like to make sure that everyone is able to join their bilateral meetings at 4:30. So I would kindly ask you to leave your questions in the chat with a name and an email so that we can contact you in the next days. Last of all, the presentations will be available in the event page. We will send a follow-up email at the end of the event in the next days, and you will find all relevant links. So, before starting, a quick look at the agenda. We will now start with the introductory remarks about the Pact for Skills achievement with the policy officer at DG EMPL, Sonia de Melo-Xavier. Then I will give an overview of the Digital Large-Scale Partnership in terms of what that is and what are the activities foreseen for 2024. Afterwards, Felix Ron, also Policy Officer at DG EMPL, will give you an overview of the Erasmus Plus Blueprint projects that are the projects funding opportunities available only for members of the Pact for Skills. And then we will have the chance to see actually a presentation of ongoing Erasmus Plus Blueprint projects in the digital ecosystem that will also eventually create working groups within the Digital LSP. So we will have for AI, Arisa project, Loredana Buxeneanu from Digital SME. For the blockchain topic, we will have Chase project with Parisa Goudous, Université Claude Bernard Lyon 1. And for cybersecurity, we will have a Rewire project with Joanna Xemali from EFTA. So after this introduction, I will have a short wrap-up and will explain you a few things about the matchmaking sessions that will start at 4:30 and will last till 6:30. So I thank all the speakers, and I would now give the floor to the first speaker, Sonia de Melo-Xavier, for the introductory remarks on the Pact for Skills achievements.
So good afternoon, everybody. So as Caterina has already introduced me, I'm in fact the policy officer in the Commission that is actually following the large-scale partnership on digital. I'm more often in touch with the coordinators, but you now know me as well. So you know that I'm the person in the Commission following the Digital LSP. Unfortunately, I think perhaps you see the name Felix Ron in the in the camera because I'm having technical problems and technology digital is not really working for me today. So I'm actually doing it from Felix's office. So we are both in the office. So it turned out to be good to be here today. So I will ask you to pass to the next slide, maybe. Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you about the overall achievements of the pact. In fact, with a two-purpose aim. First of all, because I believe that the vast majority of you know already the pact and you know what the pact stands for. So it's not really that important at this stage, I would say, to give you an overall summary or policy overview of the pact, because most of you will know that. And if you don't, I would invite you to check the website of the pact, where you will find really quite a lot of information. But I would like to focus on the overall achievements, because in fact, at this stage, where we are now, practically 3 years after the pact was launched, and with 20 large-scale partnerships in the 14 ecosystems of the EU industrial strategy, what we are trying to do now is, in fact, to consolidate the commitments that members of the large-scale partnerships are making on the ground. So what this means is, in fact, the concrete upskilling and reskilling opportunities that you are providing to your workers, to the network that benefits from the activities that you are implementing, and the people that are the beneficiaries of the actions that we are trying to promote with the pact. So in order to do this, in fact, last year, for the first time, we launched a survey. So the achievements that I'm going to present to you are the result of that survey. And for your information, we are going to launch next Tuesday the second edition of the survey of the Pact for Skills. So I would very much encourage you to when you get the email, to contribute to the survey, because this is something that helps us to communicate what we are doing with the pact, to have an overview of the important work that you are doing on the ground, and to know exactly what what members of the pact are committing to on upskilling and reskilling. So in fact, the key figures that I have on this slide, so 2 million people benefited from upskilling and reskilling activities. 19 million people were reached by promotion and dissemination of activities. 21,500 stakeholders involved in collaboration with pact members. 15,500 training programs that have been either updated or developed from scratch, and quite a sizable amount of money invested by members of the pact on up and reskilling activities. So these are figures that we were able to get from you, from the members of the pact, in last year's survey. So if you could pass to the next slide. Okay, so also in our survey of last year, covering last year, we found out that in fact a very sizable percentage of pact members, so 38%, find the overall value of the pact being quite high. So more than 2/3 of respondents, so 69%, so quite a high percentage, they take away value from their membership of the pact. We in this survey had a varying picture of response rates, from the different large-scale partnerships of the pact, but overall, the picture that we got was quite positive and quite encouraging for the work that we are doing. Next slide, please. So what are our stakeholders saying to us, and how do they see the benefits of the pact? So, in fact, companies find that getting information from the pact and from the support services that we have with equities has allowed them, to broaden their cooperation, and has allowed them, to bring together their stakeholders in a shared platform, and to discuss this skills mismatch that many of our pact stakeholders are seeing in their ecosystem. So dealing with the problems that they are facing on their day-to-day activities, and in fact being together with a network that has been brought to them by the pact has really helped them to see that they are not alone, and that this is really something that helps them connect to others, and to see where and how they can find shared solutions for the problems that they are facing. We also see that stakeholders from the pact, they are eager to get access to the information that the Commission is able to provide to them, and that they get this via the Pact for Skills. Next slide, please. So, in fact, we try to show you in this slide some of the concrete examples that organizations that are members of different large-scale partnerships of the Pact are committing towards. So, in fact, the overall aim that we have with the Pact for Skills, so what we have as concrete commitments from the 20 large-scale partnerships has allowed us to provide up and reskilling opportunities to at least 10 million people in the coming years, and will allow us to reach 10 million people. However, this is only possible because the different partnerships of the Pact, for instance, here in the slide, you see that long-term care is contributing to enable the training of at least 60% of the long-term care professionals every year by 2030. So this is quite a sizable proportion of the workforce of the sector. We also see that construction, the ambition is to upskill and reskill overall at least 25% of the workforce of the construction industry in the next 5 years, to reach an overall target of 3 million workers. In automotive, for instance, we see that the ambition is to upskill 5% of the workforce every year. And these commitments of the large-scale partnerships of the Pact, so each of the partnerships in their own work they are committing to these figures, and altogether, this is, of course, going to contribute to the wider objectives of the pact as a whole. Next slide, please. Here, for instance, you have further examples from the large-scale partnerships on microelectronics, aerospace and defense, which are both, for instance, quite relevant for the work that you are doing in the digital large-scale partnerships. So their work is somehow also contributing to the goals that we have towards reaching the digital decade goals together with you. We also have examples coming, for instance, from shipbuilding and renewable energies. So you see that very different areas of the EU industrial strategy, they have committed in their own groups, their own partnerships to contribute towards these goals. And the commitments that they have made vary. And of course, there's no one size fits all solution, because in fact, the examples that you see from different ecosystems, they vary widely. We cannot, for instance, compare digital with, for instance, construction, because perhaps the size of companies is going to be different. The makeup of the ecosystem is going to be different. So this needs to be adapted also to the goals and to the special characteristics of each ecosystem. For instance, in digital, you have, of course, very big players, but you also have many SMEs and you have many micro enterprises. And although the goals that are put forward by big companies sometimes can be impressive, for us to reach the digital decade objectives and to have more commitments in the pact, we need everyone to contribute. So we need the commitments of the big players, but we also need the SMEs and the micro enterprises to upskill and reskill their workforce. Next slide, please. So here you have another slide with inspiring commitments that members of the pact have made, and that I would encourage you, once, for instance, you have access to the PowerPoints, to consider. It does not mean that you all need to strive to do exactly the same as, for instance, the Lombardy region or European eating industry are doing. But the purpose of these examples is to show to you what others are doing, because in the discussions that we have with stakeholders, there are sometimes questions about what we can do and what would be considered a good commitment. So here, what I aim to do is really to give you some examples of what others are doing, and hopefully these examples will be an inspiration to you in the discussions that you will be having, with the coordinators on how to prepare, commitments for the digital large-scale partnership. Here in these slides, we are continuing with the examples, and we also have examples that are coming from your area. So no, you can go to the next one. So in fact, in addition to examples from their actions in the survey, members of the pact, they also told us what they like, what is it that the pact brings to them, and why it is that they think it's beneficial for them to be members of the pact. I mean, of course, access to information is important because in the European Commission, we are regularly providing tailored and a dedicated platform for update on policy initiatives that members of the pact can benefit. Knowledge sharing is also related to this. And another very important feature of the pact for our members is, of course, the networking, because you're all brought together under a shared platform, and you increase coordination and you can get inspiration from others. Next slide, please. The other benefits of joining that our members perceive of joining a large-scale partnership is that, in fact, for them it was a rather useful exercise because it actually helps them to improve skills monitoring and anticipation in their sector. So, the fact that they are discussing with others helps them to improve skills monitoring. It also enhances the quality of skilling opportunities. It helps to create more inclusive activities in the sector. So I'm reaching the end of my presentation, and of course, some of the key takeaways that I would like for you to take home are, in fact, that pact members are making progress in their commitments, and that we in the Commission see that the pact is providing value to its members, that the members are getting access to information, that they find being involved in a large-scale partnership of the pact useful, and that being a member of a large-scale partnership helps them enhance the quality and volume of upskilling opportunities. So I'm going to finish here now, but before I finish, I would like you, to take these slides, to have a look at them, to think about the examples that the slides have, to take inspiration. What this means is that you don't need to do exactly like these other organizations are doing, but they can maybe give you some ideas for your future work. And very importantly, for us, so that we are able to provide these figures, we would like also to encourage you to complete the survey. So thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Sonia. Yes, I also confirm that all the material will obviously be available on the event page. And now I would continue with the presentation. I would be, after this introduction of the Pact for Skills and the commitments, I will be very on point on the Digital LSP. So since many of you are not members yet, I will start from the very beginning. So the Digital LSP stands for Digital Large-Scale Partnership. Is a Pact for Skills initiative that brings together all the stakeholders interested and also committed to equip the European workforce with the digital skills that are required by the EU digital targets. As of now, in the Digital LSP, we can count around 150 stakeholders coming from very different sectors, such as European and national associations cluster, digital innovation hubs. Then we have university, but we also have small companies and bigger companies, vet providers, research centers. Anyways, you can find a full list of members on the Pact for Skills website. And you can read more about the Digital LSP in our program document that is available on our page. What are the objectives? So, as I said, the Digital LSP would like to contribute to the EU Digital Decade targets. So, first of all, equip 80% of people with basic digital skills, achieve gender convergence in the digital sector, and have 20 million ICT specialists employed by the 2040. Obviously, these are the overall objective of the Digital Decade targets. As Sonia already said, we will have our own commitments for the Digital LSP, and also each organization will have their own commitments. Who can join? So not only single entities, but also umbrella organization and alliances. Among single entities, we can have businesses of all sizes, as I said, Chamber of Commerce, the university world, so higher education institution, but also research centers. Then we also have vet centers, public authorities, social partners, and to summarize, all the stakeholders that are active in the upskill and reskill of the European workforce in the digital sector. When I talk about umbrella organizations and alliances, instead, I refer to not only membership organizations that are, of course, very welcome in the Digital LSP, but also I refer to alliances for skills under the Erasmus Plus Blueprint project, but also other EU-funded projects. So our LSP is open also to European projects and wants to create a network between not only organizations but also projects. Also, our LSP is open for the collaboration with other large-scale partnerships in other industrial ecosystem. Oh, sorry. Why becoming a member? So what we would like from the Digital LSP is very similar to what Sonia already said. So what in the survey was considered the most useful opportunities about being a member of an LSP. So we would like to deliver timely updates on the funding opportunities. We would like to organize other networking and matchmaking sessions for relevant open calls, and we will do that already for the next ones, and we are doing it now. Then another benefit that is very important, and then Felix Ron will delve more into that, is the eligibility for Blueprint project. So only Pact for Skills member can apply for Blueprint projects that are Erasmus Plus Alliance for Innovation projects in the lot 2. And then what we would like is to have a kind of collaborative space where it's possible to exchange trainings, so provision of trainings and tools to upskill and reskill, skill needs analysis, but also having the chance to disseminate project results and exchange best practices, and also to discuss technology outlook. And then another benefit is that we want to be in touch and connected with other industrial ecosystem, and we already are discussing with other LSP. How to become a member? You will have those slides, so I will not be long on that, but you need to, first of all, register to the Pact for Skills website and answer to the first question that you want to sign the Pact for Skills Charter and make a specific commitment, as we already heard by Sonia. And then after that, it is needed to choose to be a member of a large-scale partnership. Also, it's needed to fill out the requested information about your organization and your contact information. And after all this process, the last step before the commitments is to specify the LSP. In our case, for the Digital LSP, the number is 905. Another step of the process is related to our new digital LSP page. You can see the link in the presentation and in the chat. What you need to do is click on that pink button. The important thing about registering there is that in that way you will be inserted in our mailing list and you will be kept updated about all our activities. And there will also be a collaborative space in our webpage. So clicking that at the end of the page, this page will pop up, and so on the right, on the orange button, you will need to click on join the group. So shortly before ending, these are the activities that we envisage for 2024. So we would like to organize info days on relevant funding opportunities. So not only keep you updated, but also organizing info days ourselves. Organize other matchmaking events aligned with funding opportunities on skills. I think the next one will already be at the half of 2024 for the sixth round of Digital Europe calls on skills. Then, as I already said, we would like to organize joint LSPs events, and I think we are already on track with that. We are already in touch with the different LSPs. And then there are some events that we can organize upon request, and if our members would like to exchange practices in these fields, so presentations of new curricula, findings, training opportunities, but also workshop to assess skills needs, and also discussion about market trends and latest innovation and technology outlook. What is also very important about the activities for 2024 is that we would like to launch thematic working groups within the Digital Large-Scale Partnership. The theme for now would be AI, cybersecurity, and blockchain. And we think that they could start from the blueprint projects already ongoing in the digital sector. So we would like all the stakeholders and also projects working in those fields to join our working group. So you will be kept updated about this. Last but not least, we would like to launch an initiative for skills development in the standardization field in line with the European Commission High-Level Forum on Standardization. It would be probably mostly for university and training centers and research centers. It would be probably a kind of competition, let's say, and you will receive news about it in the near future. Last of all, obviously, the Digital LSP is a collaborative space, so we would like to hear from you what you would expect from the future activities for the Digital LSP. So please don't hesitate to contact us at our email, that is digitallsp@digitalsme.eu. So now, to be on time, I will give the floor to the next speaker that will tell you about the funding opportunities for the Pact for Skills member. Felix Ron, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Katharina.
Thanks to you.
So it's all it's on the agenda. It was said several times. You see it on the slide. I will speak about the blueprint alliances. So next slide, please. And you know that from the Pact for Skills, because also the large-scale skills partnership of the Pact for Skills are based on industrial ecosystems. And it's the same with the blueprint alliances. A blueprint alliance proposal must address one of the 14 industrial ecosystems that were set out in the industrial strategy, in the update of the industrial strategy of 2021. You can see these ecosystems on the next slide. here you have an overview of the ecosystems. If you want to know more detail about the ecosystems, you go into this annual report on the situation of the single market in the annex, which is which I mentioned on the previous slide. And there is a huge annex that is setting out each ecosystem in much more detail than can be shown on this slide. This slide is just to give you an idea, and the let's say the bullet points are not exhaustive, but of course only demonstrative. So Blueprint Alliance proposal must address one of these ecosystems. What do Blueprint Alliances do? Okay, the first step is, of course, to gather skills intelligence, because otherwise you cannot develop further. You must know where are skills shortages, where are skills gaps, what does the labor market demand, how is the offer of training responding to the demand of the labor market or not. And then based on these findings, you can then develop a sectoral skills strategy. So often sectors or ecosystems have already growth strategies or development strategies, but they do not have necessarily have a skills trend, though more and more they do have that, because skills are really going up on the priority ladder. I have to mention here that our colleagues in the DG internal market, or in acronym DG Grow, they work with ecosystems on transition pathways for the digital and green transitions. And here we have also, in each transition pathway is a chapter on skills. And that's important to mention in the context of the Blueprint Alliances, that in each of these skills chapters, the large-scale skills partnerships in the ecosystems are mentioned as the framework in which skills development shall be done for the transition pathway. And then, of course, the blueprints within these large-scale partnerships are important because they deliver concrete outcomes and results. So, as you can see in the next bullet point, design core curricula and training. Why the expression core? Because there are always little differences between countries and even within the same sector. The demands can be slightly different, but at European level, in a blueprint, the partners agree on this is what we all need all over Europe. Yeah, so European sector-wide agreed core curricula, and then also training programs, of course. And now comes a very important sub-bullet. Every Blueprint Alliance has to develop within the first year of project training programs that address urgent skills needs rapidly. That's why it has to be done within the first year of project, because in many sectors there are clearly urgent skills needs and the offer is lacking. So this is the first thing to do of a Blueprint Alliance and must be part of the proposal. For then addressing emerging occupational profiles, so profiles that do not yet, job profiles that do not yet exist. And for those, there are no qualification, no training content. There you have time over the whole project period. And then you also have to do, once you have, let's say, made a definition of emerging occupational profiles, then based on that, you develop training content for that job profile. But then you also have to pilot and test this new training content. And last but not least, during the project period, you should develop a long-term action plan for rollout of the results of the blueprint. And that plan is for after EU funding has ended. So after the blueprint funding is finished. Next slide, please. Okay, as I said, there is on one hand the reactive response to urgent training needs in the first year. Yeah, you should not, of course, reinvent the wheel. You should look at the demand, the urgent demand, but you should also look at ESCO, European Skills, Competences and Occupational Compendium. So it defines many occupations, related competences and skills. And it's clear that if you address urgent skills needs of the workforce, this is about continuing vocational training. And then you have to take care, also a rapid uptake. But usually that should be easy, because if there's a need, then there's usually also a rapid uptake. But not to forget about it. Next slide, please. Well, and now comes the proactive response, where you have more time, not just a year. And here you have it. You develop training content for changing and emerging occupational profiles. Our observation of the studies we know is that the biggest so it's not so dramatic, the transition, as it is sometimes presented. So the changes take place at the working place. So at the job, so people have to learn new things and abandon old ones. Yeah? That people have to leave their job, that their job becomes completely obsolete, is fortunately not so widespread. So what does that mean? Emerging occupational profiles. You must to make ready for the young ones a new qualification and the curriculum leading to that qualification, meaning here you work clearly on initial education and training and related qualifications. But you also, for those people whose job change and who have to learn new things, you also work on continuing vocational training and related certificates for these people. And then think of key competences. There's a council recommendation, so an EU recommendation on key competences. Often the labor market or enterprises say soft skills. It's the same. Key competences, transversal skills. Though we in the Commission would say that soft skills is a bit is part of key competences, and key competences are wider than just soft skills. Of course, then green skills, which you not only find in jobs in renewable energy, you will find it also all over the sectors, as you will find digital skills all over sectors, because this transition takes place basically almost everywhere. And then if it's about vocational training, try to build in the new training content work placements abroad. There are, of course, opportunities also via Erasmus, but that a work placement becomes integral, also abroad, work placement abroad becomes an integral part of a vocational curriculum, and then qualification makes vocational training more international, makes this career path also more attractive, more international for the young ones. And of course, work-based learning is also very important. When we speak of work-based learning, we also think, but not only of apprenticeships, but we think also of simulators in schools and laboratories. Also hands-on learning can also happen in schools. All this is covered by work-based learning, and this is the best way of learning things. Also learning in companies, as you have in Germany, the dual system. All this is work-based learning. And Erasmus, just to mention it, also allows apprentices to have work placements abroad. This is often forgotten. Everybody thinks of the students, but no, vocational learners and apprentices can go abroad. Okay, and then deliver the curricula and training. Okay, meaning testing, piloting within the project, you can have a limited number of those of the target group that then go through the curriculum, and also perhaps even during the blueprint, also on the work placement, you might have found arrangements between the partners to arrange this already under a blueprint. Next slide, please. Yes, and then we would like to have the transparency and quality instruments be applied. So if you draft a proposal, I must say it's not very convincing to have it in 2 sentences. Yes, yes. I mean, okay, you don't write yes, yes, but it sounds a little bit like, yes, yes, we will apply the EU tools like, full stop. You should explain in a proposal for what you use ESCO and how will you apply the competence frameworks that exist, key competences, digital competences, entrepreneurial competences, green competences into the new training content, and why do you include it? And why this and not that, perhaps. Okay, and then very important, you have read it, I hope, in the call for proposals, that you have to address not only higher education EQF levels, but also secondary and post-secondary EQF levels. It's written here, it's the same written in the proposal. And then there are also quality assurance frameworks, because you have already there are already many quality assurance systems in place, but these European quality assurance frameworks are there to be a kind of a check. You can check your own quality assurance system against the European one. Have we everything, or do we need to add elements to our quality assurance? And for those who did not think of it, they have a source of inspiration with these quality assurance frameworks. And next slide, please. Yes, who can apply? Katharina already said it. This year, we opened up the group of eligible candidates, and these are registered members of the Pact for Skills. For you in the large-scale skills partnership, that means you either can you have a, let's say, selected number of partners of your PAC partnership. So not all of the large-scale skills partners take part. Just some people said, okay, we go ahead, we take on this blueprint work. You can do it that way. You can have all members of the PAC partnership on board. You can have selected members, as I said, firsthand, so part of the PAC partnership on board, complemented by individual members, individual organizations that are members of the PAC that bring you added expertise into your consortium. So you can play a little bit, because eligibility is registers members of the PAC, and then there are some rules how the consortium should be composed. It's in the call, but as long as all of them are registered PAC members, it's fine. Yeah, here you have a little bit more. It comes from the call. The best thing is always to read the chapter on Blueprint Alliances yourself, and not just rely on my presentation, of course. Next slide, please. Here I mentioned we have some requirements for the consortium composition. Again, all these organizations that then fulfill, stay with the composition, must be PAC members, of course. And these are minimum requirements, so you can have more. These are minimum requirements. Next slide. And here, an overview of the funding and administrative rules, and a link, call ID, and so on, and the deadline. And yeah, okay. I think that was the last slide. I know, okay, I'm not commenting a lot on this. This just gives you an overview on the blueprint alliances we had so far. We have just selected in 2003 in autumn. We also have selected another 5 blueprint alliances. They are not yet on that slide. Okay, with that,
Thank you very much.
I'm at
Felix.
the end, indeed.
Sorry, I need to
Sure.
take this chance, since you're showing already the next projects, to introduce the next project, because then otherwise we run out of time. I thank you very much for this introduction to the blueprint projects, and I would now introduce the project in the digital sector. Arisa project, Loredana, can you take the floor?
You hear me? You hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share about the European Artificial Intelligence Skills Alliance, or short ARISA, that since December 2023 is open to new associated partners. If you go on the next slide, I would like to just share a few words about this initiative. So the Alliance builds on the work and outcomes of the ARISA project, which, as you mentioned, is a blueprint project of the Erasmus Plus goal that provides AI knowledge, educational resources, and skills to help people understand and use AI technology in their professional careers, business, and policy context. If you go to the next slide, I would like to talk about benefits for the associated partners. So within the Alliance, we aim to bring together organizations that share the same goal and work towards a skilled and future-ready workforce in Europe. So we want to empower these organizations by offering our platform for them to have a meaningful contribution to the different work strands that we have, and I'll share in a bit about those. We want them to have an active role in shaping and co-organizing initiatives that promote AI skills development and gain visibility at local and European level. And of course, very important, they will have the opportunity to make connections and strengthen collaborations within the broader AI community. If you pass to the next slide, what is expected from associated partners is to contribute to building knowledge. So they, with their experience on the ground, they are uniquely positioned to contribute with their expertise and insights to develop materials mapping the AI ecosystem in Europe. We would also like them to support us to improve the educational resources that we develop, to feedback and suggestions to enhance the quality and effectiveness of those materials. And of course, very, very important for them to engage the local ecosystem, to build connections with industry experts, learners, thought leaders at national and local level, because this represents the basis for all of our collective efforts. In the next slide, I added an overview of the areas that we work on and where associated partners can contribute very concretely. So the AI skills insight, supporting us to collect national data on AI skills, trends, and gaps, following ARISA's methodology, because we are doing a yearly update of the AI skills needs. You will find the one from 2023 on our website. Another work strand is cooperation on the European AI skills strategy. So they can participate in the expert groups for regular updates of the European AI skills strategy. The first skill strategy was launched last week. So we will soon have an event within the partnership to present this strategy and ways forward. They can also contribute to the ARISA curriculum development, support shaping the AI skills role requirement into educational terms, They can also support by applying the ARISA training programs and methodology, so piloting and testing ARISA learning programs. And finally, participate in strategic communication campaigns, events, and propose even collaborative initiatives to engage the national and European ecosystem. So I'm gonna stop here. I added here my information if anyone wants to contact me. I've also added how you can join the ARISA Alliance, but I'm very happy to follow up with anyone via email afterwards if there are more questions.
Thank you very much, Loredana. I will go on with the next one, Parisa. Sorry, we are running a bit late. If you can wrap up anyways, we will be there until 4:30.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Parisa Godus. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to present the CHASE project. So the CHASE is a sector skills alliance that financed by Erasmus Plus programs. Our core mission is to develop a strategic approach on blockchain skill development for Europe, as well as to deliver future professional training solutions. So next slide, please. So we know that blockchain is the core of European strategy to advance digital transformation, and we know that European blockchain sector is challenged by talent shortage and global competitive pressures, and of course the limited connection between education and the market. So the aim of CHASE is to set forward an open, inclusive blockchain skills governance system to address skills mismatches and deliver appropriate training, intelligence gathering, and mobility solutions tailored to sectorial needs. So next slide, please. So as you see, CHASE project is a big project. We have 23 partners from and 5 associations from 15 countries. CHASE brings together multinational companies, key institutions, players, European umbrella organizations, social partners, of course, educational and training providers, and public authorities and regulators. Next slide, please. So as you see, the timeline of the project, we are actually at the last year of this project. The blueprint results, they are available to the public gradually over the 4 years duration. So you can find all of the deliverables on our websites, such as a study on blockchain labor market that we have done, or the study on the skill mismatch in the blockchain sector. All of the forecasting that we have done for blockchain skills, and also the European blockchain skills strategy that we have developed and we update each year. A MOOC that we have developed on blockchain, and actually we are developing the blockchain career guidance and alumni platform, and also we want to create these sustainable alliances that we have started to develop that, and we will present also different national information days in all of the Europe. Next slide, please. So as a training program, that's a mastering of blockchain and distributed ledger technologies. We have 12 modules that we have developed on the MOOC platform that is Thinkific. So you can access to that. All of that is free and everybody can access to it with 3 specialization pathways and completely self-paced. And we give also a certification via theoretical and practical badges. Next slide. Just focus on these 3 specialization pathways. We have the courses for of course, blockchain architect, for blockchain developers and blockchain manager. The originality is about the blockchain manager, because this business point of view and having the different use cases that's not being considered under different actual projects. And we think that these three roles, if they can regularly work together in order to get to understand the different application areas. So we have developed to this different specialization, the different modules in order to training the professionals. So we adapt our MOOC to each learner in the way that he wants to be a BC architect, developer, or manager. Next slide, please. So what's right now is important for us is the creating of this Chase Alliance. So please join us. We invite all of the interested organizations to join our alliance and to be a part of this collaborative blockchain skills ecosystem. And as I said you before, we will host at least 13 national events across Europe. It is very easy to be a partner of Chase Alliance. So you can go to the website and then subscribe for this alliance. After, you can participate on the different meetings that we organize, and also have all of the informations about this collaborating working. I insist that we want absolutely to have a sustainable alliance and have an impact on the policy of European policy, of course, and the collaboration, the future collaboration for the new projects. And the last, please, slide. So as you see here, we can join us on the Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and YouTube, and of course on the website of chase-skills.eu. Don't hesitate to contact us, and we will be happy to have you. I would like at last also thank Digital SME for this, giving us this opportunity to have this day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Farisa. I would now give the floor to Joanna for Rewire. I'm sorry, Joanna, you don't have much time left, but please take the floor.
Okay, how many minutes do I have left?
No, you can go on, and then it's fine for the last 4 or 5 minutes. That's fine.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank you, the event organizer, for inviting us to this event. I'm Joanna Gemali, and I work as a project manager at the European Vocational Training Association. And I will be briefly presenting today another Blueprint Alliance, the Rewire project, a cybersecurity skill alliance, a new vision for Europe. Move to the next slide, please. So the Rewire project is the Erasmus Plus project under the KA2 Action, a sectorial skill alliance. It was built based on the lessons learned and the insights gained from 4 cybersecurity pilot projects, such as Concordia, Sparta, ECO, and CyberSec for Europe. It has quite a diverse consortium, both in terms of diverse partnership, both in terms of geographical coverage, but also in terms of the expertise offered. It includes members from academia, universities, research institute, as well as cybersecurity industry, vocational education and training provider, certification partners, and umbrella organizations such as EVTA or AFVET. We have attained quite wide outreach. We have reached out to 26 EU countries and 160 stakeholder organizations. And regarding the duration of the project, it started back in November 2020, and it will end soon this year, end of October 2024. Move to the next slide, please. So the main objective of the Rewire project is to address the skill shortages, gaps, mismatches, and disparities in the cybersecurity industry, and to tackle some of the challenges identified in this sector, such as the rapidly evolving landscape of threats, also the increasing demand of the labor market for high qualified cybersecurity experts, and the shortages regarding cybersecurity education and training program. The main objectives would include, we are highly committed wanted to create innovative tools to address existing shortages and gaps, as well as to ensure alignment with between skill supplies and demands. And we have been working the past year to design the European cybersecurity blueprint. We have already published the first two versions. The last version will be published in the second quarter of this year, which is based on gathering skill intelligence, as well as offering education and training solution and make use of tools that were mentioned before, such as the ECAVET, European Qualification Framework, or the ESCO database. We have developed training programs for 4 occupation profiles emerging that we have selected, and we are working towards the establishment of publicly accessible online skill observatory for cybersecurity that would integrate market needs, new emerging occupational profile, skills, competencies, as well as the available training cybersecurity courses. And also we aim to enhance the skill development by improving the utilization of the cyber range. For those who are interested, they can visit our website to check our delivers and gain a great wealth of information for the work done so far by the Rewire project. Move to the next slide, please. Before we started to design the tools that would be incorporated in the Rewire blueprint, we conducted our skill gaps, our skill needs analysis at the European level in order to identify what were the required needs from the labor market representatives and other important stakeholders, the ecosystem of cybersecurity ecosystem, by applying a mixed methodology. So we launched initially a survey targeting relevant stakeholders in order to know what were their needs in relation to 31 skills that were distilled from the NICE framework, the Cybersecurity Workforce Framework. And then we moved through a job advertisement analysis by analyzing information of job advertisement from European job websites such as LinkedIn or Indeed. We used 2 different methods to process those data. Firstly, the dictionary analysis, and then a natural language processing model. Move to the next slide, please. Then we conducted the Rewire pastel analysis. We knew that the data, the research available indicated that the higher education institutions were unable to meet the needs of the labor market, so they were not able to produce sufficient graduates with the required skills and competencies. So we wanted to understand what were the factors that were impacting the cybersecurity education and training ecosystem through 6 different angles: political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental one. And if you see here in this chart, there are 31 factors that have impacted the education and training in cybersecurity domain that we consider them as sensitive areas of intervention that requires immediate attention through stakeholders partnership. Move to the next slide, please. Thanks to the statistical analysis that was conducted, we identified some of the gap drivers or factors that contributed to the shortage of cybersecurity education programs, such was the lack, for example, of dedicated curriculum, both at higher education institution level, but also at vocational education and training, the lack of diversity, both gender and intersectionality diversity in cybersecurity education and workforce, as well as the poor awareness among general public and especially among youth regarding cybersecurity career path. Can you please move to the next slide? The Rewire blueprint. What is the Rewire blueprint? So it is an initiative for enhancing the skill development of the industrial cybersecurity ecosystem of the European Union. It gathers partners that work together in a collaborative fashion to identify priorities and set up milestones for actionable steps on the creation of a sectoral skill strategy that would meet the current, but most importantly also anticipate future skill needs and will provide concrete solutions such as wide European curriculum and training program for the changing occupational profile. Next slide, please. What are the solutions that are offered by the Rewire blueprint? We have, first of all, the European Cybersecurity Skill Framework. Could you please press the key "and" because a cloud of words should appear on the screen next to the Yes, perfect. European Cybersecurity Skill Framework, which is a governing structure. It is an enhanced version of the skill framework offered by the ENISA, by European Cybersecurity Agency, because it provides, it thoroughly addressed the gaps in skills, competencies, and knowledge of emerging new cybersecurity occupational profile, the job analyzer that capture the latest job trends at the European level, then the cyber ability platform. This platform maps online cybersecurity courses to emerging jobs and will be available the second quarter of 2024. Then we have the publication of annual trends report, that it is a comprehensive report that provides an overview over the cyber threats, their impact on the skills that are required in order to couple those threats. The training courses, we have designed 4 training courses for 4 occupational profiles based on specific criteria such as demand of the labor market and also the availability of the existing courses. And lastly, the curriculum designer's scenario exchange platform that incorporates cyber range exercises on a certification schemes, a certification that will be delivered after completion of the courses. Considering the time restriction, would you move just to the last slide, because the other slide where I can share with the participants. Yes, again, I would like to thank for the opportunity to participate in this event, and I would kindly encourage all the audience, the participants of this event, to visit our website and our social media by scanning the QR code incorporated in this slide. Then you will gain a great wealth of information about the published deliverable and also the work that Rewire is doing regarding cybersecurity skill development. We think that your support and involvement is very important for creation of a secure digital landscape in Europe and beyond. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Joanna. Sorry for to everyone because we are running out of time. So the matchmaking sessions has already started. We have Erasmus Plus Alliance for Innovation Lot 1 and Lot 2. As you know, Lot 2 is members only. So it's the blueprint project that we have just seen, thanks to all our speakers. And then we have the 5th round of Digital Europe calls on advanced digital skills. I would also kindly ask you to join the digital skills networking group. How to join your one-to-one meetings? You should have received an email with all the meetings that you have, so with all the matches. But if not, and also if you want to still schedule other meetings, you can see them in the agenda section. And then clicking on My Agenda. And then you will see a green button, Enter Meeting, and clicking on that, you should be able to enter the meeting. If you have any issues, we will stay here in the main session to reply to your questions. This is the end of the meeting. I hope many of you will subscribe to the Digital LSP. We will already actually invite those who are already subscribed to be in our mailing list. I will now leave you to the back to the matchmaking, and I'm sorry again for the delay. Thanks to all the speakers and thanks to all the participants. Have a nice end of afternoon and networking.